we survived the storm and gonna set the coop up this morning, so I thought I'd take a little run of what's involved while I'm setting up the coop. So you're just gonna pretty much see me running back and forth. When I'm off, I'm at my patio fetching a bunch of stuff. I know, girls. I know. Can you hear them banging? If you're wondering, we keep this patio brick on the nesting box because there's no lock on it, but we do have coyotes and the occasional raccoon or possum, so this is just to make sure nobody comes around and tries to nose their way into the nesting box. This is a little tarp I have, so I'm going to try and give them a little shade because it does get pretty sunny out here. We've got southern exposure. We found the cat food. The protein is somebody's fault. So the other thing that I do every morning with my girls is I clean out the coop. It's only 2 chickens, so there's not a whole lot of poop in there overnight. But yesterday with the rain, this coop is not particularly watertight if the rain tends to go in a more sideways direction. And so some of their bedding got wet, and I don't like leaving them with wet bedding. Right now the weather's nice, but if it's humid, then it can get mold, it can just be damp, and they can get a respiratory infection, and I'm just a nervous chicken mom. So I'm gonna get that cleaned out. Was it. I just pulled out the wet bit, a couple of pieces of poop, and they'll go in the compost pile this morning. So like I said, I wasn't kidding when I said that this is not a whole lot more work than having a cat or two. Who's on camera? I honestly just love having these birds, and I can't wait till we have more. This I actually feel is a whole lot more work than once we have the bigger system, and I'll have 2 more birds, but because the coop will be permanent, I won't need to run the dog pen out anymore. As you can see, that's not a whole lot of space underneath, even though this coop is rated for 4 birds. I'm thinking they really mean bantams, and a bantam, if you're not a chicken person, is almost like a half-sized chicken. They're really tiny. So yeah, you could probably get 4 bantams in there, but look at how little space they'd have. And the town even told me if I just had that coop, I could have 3 birds in there. And I was like, I don't really even like having 2 in just that tiny bit of space. So we put the dog run in front of it, so they'd have that much more room. When we have the permanent structure, I won't have to run that dog pen out. I won't have to put that tarp over it, because the run itself will also have a bit of a slanted roof on top of it, so they'll have shade and protection from the rain, at least coming straight up and down. Yeah, it'll go sideways, but it's going to be like 15 or 18 feet long from end to end, including the underside of the coop. The coop itself is going to be almost twice that size, so, and a good deal taller, so they'll have more room underneath it as well. I forget if it'll have 3 or 4 nesting boxes, but it really doesn't matter, because even the two of them, there are 3 nesting boxes there, so there's 3 slots that they could lay in. They only ever use 1, unless they both happen to be laying at the same time. And then it's like they have this weird potty etiquette, and they leave a blank space in between them. But I've had other people tell me that they'll have 20 chickens and 5 nesting boxes, and they all want the same one lucky box. And they'll even pile in 2 or 3 hens into the same box, even if they all have to lay at the same time. What'll also be cool in the winter time is that we'll have more birds, and they can huddle together and keep themselves warm, because I'm making sure I get birds that are adaptable and adapted to this climate here in Zone 5. So I am concerned about that, but the only thing I really need to worry about is making sure their water doesn't freeze come winter. But you'll see how that goes as well. Anyway, this is what the morning looks like on the mini micro homestead. You all have a great day, and I'll see you around. Bye.